In the annals of history and religious tradition, few figures are as significant yet as enigmatic as Ishmael, the firstborn son of Abraham. Revered in Islamic tradition and recognized in Judeo-Christian narratives, Ishmael's story bridges cultural and religious divides, offering profound insights into themes of identity, faith, and divine promise. Despite his somewhat secondary role in the Hebrew Bible, Ishmael's legacy has enduring implications, shaping the spiritual and cultural landscape of millions. This essay seeks to explore the multifaceted character of Ishmael, examining his origins, his role within the Abrahamic traditions, and his lasting influence on subsequent generations. Ishmael's story begins with Abraham, the patriarch who is a central figure in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. According to the Book of Genesis, Ishmael is the son of Abraham and Hagar, Sarah's Egyptian maidservant. Sarah, Abraham's wife, was barren and offered Hagar to Abraham as a means to fulfill God's promise of offspring. Hagar's conception of Ishmael was initially seen as a solution to Abraham's heir dilemma, but it quickly became a source of strife. Sarah, feeling jealousy and resentment, treated Hagar harshly, leading to a complex and tension-filled family dynamic. This narrative sets the stage for Ishmael's life, marked by his ambiguous status as both a son of promise and an outcast. One of the pivotal moments in Ishmael's life is his banishment into the desert with his mother, Hagar. This episode, narrated in Genesis 21 verses 8 to 21, is laden with themes of survival, divine intervention, and the harsh realities of being cast out. As Hagar and Ishmael wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba, their water supply dwindled, and despair set in. At this critical juncture, God's angel appeared to Hagar, reassuring her of Ishmael's future and providing a miraculous well of water. This divine encounter not only ensured their immediate survival but also reaffirmed Ishmael's destiny. The angel's proclamation that Ishmael would become a great nation, Genesis 21 verse 18, underscores his significance in God's plan, a promise that resonates deeply within the Islamic tradition, where Ishmael is regarded as a patriarch and a prophet. Ishmael's legacy is particularly prominent in Islam, where he is considered a foundational figure alongside his father, Abraham. In Islamic tradition, Ishmael, Ismail in Arabic, is revered as the ancestor of the Arab people and the forefather of the Prophet Muhammad. The Quran elaborates on Ishmael's story, emphasizing his righteousness, piety, and unwavering faith in God. A notable divergence from the biblical account is the Islamic tradition that identifies Ishmael, not Isaac, as the son Abraham was willing to sacrifice in obedience to God's command. This narrative, commemorated annually during the festival of Eid al-Adha, highlights Ishmael's ultimate submission to God's will, a virtue central to the Islamic faith. Moreover, Ishmael is intimately connected to the sacred geography of Islam. The well of Zamzam, which sprang forth in the desert to sustain Hagar and Ishmael, is located in Mecca, near the Kaaba, the holiest site in Islam. Pilgrims performing the Hajj retrace Hagar's desperate search for water, an act that enshrines her and Ishmael's story in the spiritual consciousness of millions. This ritual, known as the Sa'i, underscores the enduring relevance of Ishmael's narrative in Islamic worship and identity. In contrast, the Judeo-Christian tradition tends to focus more on Isaac, the son born to Abraham and Sarah in their old age, as the primary heir of God's covenant. Nevertheless, Ishmael's role is acknowledged, albeit with different theological implications. In the Hebrew Bible, Ishmael's descendants are seen as part of the broader Abrahamic family, contributing to the ethnogenesis of various groups in the Near East. The New Testament makes occasional references to Ishmael, often in the context of illustrating spiritual allegories about law and grace, particularly in the writings of Paul. The divergent portrayals of Ishmael in these religious traditions illustrate the complex interplay of narrative, theology, and identity. While the Judeo-Christian and Islamic accounts share common elements, their emphases reflect distinct theological priorities and cultural contexts. For Islam, Ishmael's story is integral to its foundational narrative and spiritual ethos, symbolizing faith, perseverance, and divine favor. For Judaism and Christianity, Ishmael represents an important, though secondary, thread in the tapestry of God's unfolding plan for humanity. Ishmael's story also resonates beyond religious texts, influencing literature, art, and historical discourse. His narrative has been interpreted in various ways, often reflecting contemporary concerns about identity, exclusion, and belonging. The figure of Ishmael serves as a powerful symbol of the marginalized, a testament to the enduring human quest for recognition and fulfillment. Expanding on his role within the Abrahamic traditions, Ishmael is often seen through the lens of his descendants. According to both biblical and Quranic texts, Ishmael is considered the forefather of 12 princes, who are believed to have founded numerous tribes across the Arabian Peninsula. These descendants played crucial roles in the development of the region's socio-political landscape, further embedding Ishmael's legacy within the historical and cultural fabric of the Middle East. In the context of Islamic theology, Ishmael's significance is highlighted during the Hajj pilgrimage, one of the 5 pillars of Islam. The rituals performed during Hajj, particularly the reenactment of Hagar's search for water, emphasize the virtues of patience, faith, and reliance on God. These rituals serve as a constant reminder to Muslims of Ishmael's trials and the divine intervention that ensured his and Hagar's survival, symbolizing God's mercy and provision. Moreover, Ishmael's story has been a source of artistic inspiration throughout the centuries. From medieval Islamic manuscripts depicting his life to modern literary works that explore his identity, Ishmael's narrative continues to captivate and inspire. His story is often used to explore broader themes of displacement, belonging, and the search for identity, reflecting the timeless and universal nature of his experiences. While Ishmael is often viewed as the lost son in Judeo-Christian narratives, this sense of loss is more nuanced in Islamic tradition, where his story is seen as a narrative of finding divine purpose and establishing a legacy that endures through generations. This duality in perception, lost and found, marginalized yet pivotal, highlights the rich tapestry of interpretations that surround Ishmael. Furthermore, Ishmael's legacy has political and social dimensions that continue to influence contemporary discourse. The narrative of Ishmael and his descendants has been invoked in discussions about the historical and spiritual connections between Arabs and Jews, offering a shared heritage that can serve as a foundation for dialogue and reconciliation in the Middle East. In a world often divided by religious and ethnic conflicts, Ishmael's story reminds us of our common roots and the potential for unity. In conclusion, Ishmael, the lost son of Abraham, occupies a unique and multifaceted position within the Abrahamic traditions. His story, rich with themes of faith, survival, and divine promise, continues to inspire and provoke reflection. Ishmael's legacy, particularly within Islam, underscores his significance as a patriarch and a prophet, while his portrayal in Judeo-Christian contexts highlights the complexities of familial and spiritual inheritance. As we contemplate Ishmael's enduring influence, we are reminded of the shared heritage and diverse interpretations that enrich our understanding of history and faith. To further explore such profound topics and engage in meaningful discussions, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like my channel.